A good job by Roberts, kind of bobbling the football, able to haul it in. First and goal from inside the 2-yard line. On the ground, into the end zone. It's Hinckley Ropati.
Let me see from the pit.
First touchdown of the season for BYU comes on the ground. Fitting, considering what Kalani Sitake said he wanted this team to be.
You watch it. Look who's blocking. It's your number one.
3rd and 15. Quick pass out to the far side. That's Vincent Davis III, and he is brought down immediately by Isaiah Glasker.
He doesn't. There's nobody there.
Ooh, one arm tackle.
It would have been the chance that he might get hit by, because penetration, they're definitely getting penetration up front.
This time it's a fly sweep, and that one is blown up.
That's read and react. Get up the field, get penetration. He ran it, came up, made the...
On the ground, Ropati for a first down and more. He's out to midfield with 10 seconds remaining in the half. Clock stops.
Up front, the offensive line, we call this almost like a stutter step to get to the outside of the defensive lineman, and then that running back just takes it straight downfield, one-step cut.
First ever meeting between these two teams. It's the 3rd time ever that Southern Illinois has played a game in the state of Utah. They won their first 2, beat Southern Utah in 2007. Blown up in the backfield.
And Isaiah Gasker just penetrates, and he's so fast. I think they call him the fast linebacker.
Epps comes in motion this time, but it's a handoff to Martin to the outside, down to the 10, down to the 5. Shoved out of bounds just shy of the first down marker.
Good old-fashioned blocking his outside zone. They would catch on the outside with the tight end, blocking at the...
Retzloff in the pistol. Martin on the ground, powers his way into the end zone. It's another touchdown for BYU.
Right behind that left side, ATN, Lepaho, Pay, and he walks in standing up. He didn't get touched till he already crossed.
Gary's son, Caden, and 5 years old, is old enough now to remember his dad playing football.
Right.
You know, for most guys that play college football, you know, your kids grow up and...
They have all their timeouts. Handoff, and the ball comes out. The ball's out. BYU scoops. BYU scores.
We said the team that controls the line of scrimmage and wins the turnover battle is going to win the football game. Well, BYU's defense strikes first with the first takeaway of the game. And the true freshman, Tommy Prasis, making the huge play for the BYU Cougars. You said it. He didn't skip a beat, showing off his athleticism.
2nd and 10. Johnson with a blitz coming, and he almost, maybe he did throw a pick. Batty picked it off.
The reason why Avery Johnson has to throw the football before he's ready. Kansas State is trying to set up a halfback screen. Dylan Edwards is not quite ready for the football when Avery Johnson delivers it. Ball gets batted up.
Johnson from the shotgun, pressured immediately, gets away and throws an interception. Intercepted. Another Wildcats turnover. Harrison Taggart, the linebacker, was waiting for it.
That's exactly what you did get. Tyler Batty, team captain, senior, coming from the defensive end position, does a great job on the inside swim move to force the interception by Avery Johnson. And Avery Johnson just throws it right to linebacker Harrison Taggart. Young quarterback almost thought he had a purple jersey on.
So now first play from scrimmage, and a big run, the cut back inside. Moa all the way down inside the 5. Young running back with a great run of 24 yards.
We're talking to Kalani Sitake this week. He said, I want to see my football team play great in all 3 phases, play complementary football.
Giddens is going to get the ball. Giddens, I don't think so. He got stopped. He may have even lost a half a yard.
Look at Moa, 41, right in the middle of your screen, coming from the middle linebacker position for the Wildcats. Great play by middle linebacker Sione Moa.
So now the punt. And that one might have been touched, maybe. Scooped up by the return man, Parker Kingston. And now he's going to turn the corner. There he goes. Kingston to the 50. Still going. Kingston. Touchdown. Touchdown? Does that mean at the very end of the play? That was an unusual announcement. I mean, it just...
Yeah, the only thing I can think of, Flem, is did he let go of the football before he crossed the goal line?
A keeper, Johnson, gets outside. No! He gets tripped up. Isaiah Glasker got him to the ground.
And he's there to make the tackle on Avery Johnson. Glasker's to the right side of your screen, taking on the tight end. Will Swanson defeats the one-on-one block, ducks inside, and just snags Avery Johnson's shoelace.
They'll give it to Moa, right side run, and Moa breaks a couple of tackles. Another one. There he goes. Touchdown. What a run by the freshman.
Out of the game. How is the run game going to be for the Cougars tonight? Just fine behind Moa's terrific run for another touchdown, Cougars.
Third and 3. Pressure comes. Johnson goes down. A sack for BYU.
With some linebacker help here, a lot of teams would just go into a prevent defense at this point in the game. Kansas State only running a 5-man.
That throw was right there.
I was going to say that's one of the best throws I've seen out of a young quarterback make. That was a dime.
That's a great throw, and instead of a conversion and first down inside the 20, this has happened a couple times in the game. They were bringing the chain gang up, and they're not going to get it on fourth down. So the game's going to be over. Joe Jackson couldn't get there. Isaiah Moa, another good play. Your brother of Sione, the two brothers playing on.
Power forward playing tackle for the Cougars.
Nawahine getting the call.
Pitch in his arsenal. Really tremendous controlling his throws.
This one batted down and picked up by BYU. It's an interception. Blake Mangelson. Right place, right time, and an immediate turnover.
Yeah, a smart play by Nelson here. You can see him compressing the pocket.
Gonna go quickly, try to get it. And the play is blown up in the backfield. Isaiah Glasker.
Very beginning, makes the tackle in the backfield. Big stop on fourth down, ends the Baylor drive.
40 penalty yards per game. Second best mark in the Big 12 to begin the season. And a good run here to get all the penalty yardage back and then some.
Risk things with a turnover. He said it doesn't show up in the numbers, but it was a great play.
Retzlaff steps up in the pocket, gets away, tucks and runs across the 40 and out across the 35-yard line, crashing into the BYU sideline.
Like tack on a few extra here.
Yeah, and then whatever comes from this flag.
Really not known as a runner, but you could see that Baylor defense, not very disciplined in their rush lanes. All kinds of space for Retzlaff to take off, and the late push getting him into the cool bench. He said, yeah.
Caleb Parker, one of the safeties, got his hands on it in the end.
Retzlaff takes off, and Retzlaff is in. BYU is routing Baylor in the first quarter.
Wow. You could just tell from the body language of this defense, you don't see guys fighting off of blocks. You just don't see the intensity. But credit BYU.
Hawkins in motion. On third down, Robertson chased down and sacked by Wakely. Former high school quarterback delivering some punishment.
But this is all on Bryson Washington. He's going to slide over from the running back spot and try and make this stop. And just not able to get over there. Excuse me, that was Dawson Pendergrass. Cannot give that kind of room at the cornerback spot in a situation like this.
Retzloff to pass again. Blitz comes. Retzloff steps up in the pocket, gets away. First down across the 35.
Joe DeRozio is the guy that gives that green call. We'll see what yardage.
Look out here. Caught a corner blitz and wound up blowing up the play.
See them going for the punt right here. We talked about this defensive line for BYU and the pressure. Anticipation is so important.
Sam Vanderhaar is going to fake it and run it, and Vanderhaar has the first down and more across midfield. BYU going into their bag of tricks. Sam Vanderhaar, former Aussie Rules footballer, getting the first down.
Oh, you love this goal right here. And the Aussie Rules football player, he knows how to run that thing, man. It's so cool to see a punter like that, shaped like that. I'll say it's just slightly different than you normally see out of some of the punters. But he doesn't lower the shoulder at the end of it.
Inside the 20-yard line. 10th play of the drive, 2nd and 7. Another run for Conley, and they'll sling him down around the 9 of scrimmage. And that tackle made by the Batman. Here they go. Here's the option. Sideline. Enough for the first down and more. L.J. Martin. This is a great job because this is the pitch player. He's the middle linebacker. So as soon as you can get this running back outside, there's no one there for him. They block him with the tackle, that middle linebacker, and then it's an easy first down. Nice shot by Retzloff. That end's got to come upfield. That's Trey Smith. He pitches it off of Trey Smith, and it's an easy run right there for the first. Fafita with time. Hit as he throws. Intercepted at the goal line. Wow. Tanner Wall. Fafita forces the ball down the field. This is not there. He's got the tight end wide open right near the chains over on the sideline. No reason to force that ball down to the end zone, and Tanner Wall makes him pay. Beautiful play, keeps his foot in bounds. BYU, huge turnover, 7 up in Provo. And Retzloff with a seam. Retzloff still running. He'll get to the 40, a gain of 15, as we told you. He is a willing and serviceable runner. Retzloff runs the option. Here's the pitch near side with Potty up the sideline, down the sideline. And he is upended at the 32. Killebrew, but that's a gain of 12. And he knows that this is a man player. So what is he going to do? He's going to follow this back over here. As soon as that man player leaves, you run the option. All that's left is the defensive end. Nobody left for the running back on that far side. We've seen it twice now, Gus. On 4th down, they checked into it there. That was a beautiful check from Retzloff at the line of scrimmage. Montana Lamonius Craig is doing that. Fafita looks backside. Underneath, little bubble screen for T-Mac. He spins, draws a crowd, continues to move, but will not get back. Conley in the backfield. Fafita tries to tip it. Oh my goodness, tipped and intercepted inside the 10-yard line. Jacob Robinson, what a play. They're trying to bring the pressure from up here. Here's the corner. Jacob Robinson, as he's coming into the backfield, he just elevates, and Fafita can't get it around him and just gets that left hand on it, tips it to himself. It's first down BYU inside the 10. How about that for a play for this defense? This is eerily similar to that game against Kansas State. In the middle of that game, the defense came alive, forced 3 turnovers, and turned that game upside down in this stadium. 2nd down and 7. And a fumble. Loose ball picked up by the Cougars. Isaiah Glasker punched it out. Harrison Taggart with the recovery.
BYU, here you go right here. Here's the blitz by Glasgow, and he's going to get the contact, and you see following right up Harrison Taggart, and he's able to get the ball. Arizona's lucky he didn't scoop and score there. He had plenty of time and some room, and he just falls on that football. Beautiful job defensively. Not just this program, which is evident. The stadium's named after him. But what that passing game has meant to our sport.
When BYU has the ball on offense, we tell that story even more. Nice tackle by Blake Mangelston. Interesting. 1st and 10 at the 25. Get the answer right now as they run it. And it's Rapati. Terrific run inside the 40, a gain of 15. All right, let's answer it. End of the quarter. We'll hand it off. Caden Luke. Not a lot of room as he goes backwards. And that'll take us to the end of the 3rd. And they'll pick up a 1st down. A little bit more. What a run to the outside. L.J. Martin carrying the bread. 16-yard gain.
Movement up front by that offensive line. A big hole for L.J. Martin, and he's able to step away from the tackle of Genesis Smith, and then a nice spin and gains more yards again. He comes back into the lineup. L.J. Martin, he's their best back, and they felt like they would run the football better today than they have.
Bunch formation. Straight ahead handoff. Touchdown, Cougs. L.J. Martin.
Block down, then you get the pull, and the pull from the H-back and the extra offensive lineman in, and it just opens up perfectly. Kick out. L.J. Martin just sniffs out that goal line, and it's a touchdown for BYU.
Fafita steps up. Fafita hit as he throws and intercepted. Glasgow, touchdown BYU! Exclamation point.
Ropati into the game at running back. Retzloff, who is the team's leading rusher, picks up a 1st down with his feet, a gain of 14 yards, making the play.
Yeah, they do a nice job, Rapati, with a block out in front for Retzloff, who they will call as many as about 10.
L.J. Martin back in at running back. Retzloff, quarterback keeper, touchdown BYU.
Lyric Rawls just a little bit late getting to Retzloff, and Jake Retzloff, they're not afraid to run him. This is a designed quarterback run that opened up for him, puts BYU up 7-0 here early. That's where they're going with the football.
They fake it to Gordon. Rangel running laterally and chased down from behind. Jack Kelly.
Guys, he and Harrison Taggart, Isaiah Glasgow, 3. You can't find 3 better ones around the country in terms of one defense. They've got playmakers at that level, and guys just know how to play. They feed off one another. It's a heck of a play by Jack Kelly.
Was that a... BYU brings pressure. Rangel, too high, picked off. Tanner Wall threading the sideline. And did he get in? No, down at the
1-yard line. Moved over from wide receiver, so you know Tanner Wall's got hands.
3.
Little quarterback sneak here, maybe?
Instead, it's L.J. Martin over that right side. And BYU gets the ball back, and they punch it in.
Well, the formation was such that it looked like they were trying to spread Oklahoma State out. Instead, they were going to getting an escort towards the end zone, gets them down to the 1, and then L.J. Martin puts it in.
Lassiter, who's been a big play guy tonight, in the slot. Retzloff with room to run. Still going. All the way to the 35-yard line and gives top rusher.
I just love the courage of this young man. You know, you're not looking to get down or slide or whatever. You're looking to get towards the end zone and turning it on.
They've taken some shots downfield as well. Content to keep it on the ground. Martin with a lot of room to run. And that'll momentarily stop the clock. We're under 2 minutes. First down stops the clock. Down. He's only had one 100-yard rushing game this season. That was in the season opener. Hitting the backfield and powered by Mr. Glasker.
Watch Glasker, number 16, is playing so fast. This guy used to be a wide receiver in high school. And AK came to BYU's, Kalani Sitake was telling us that he
the run because they're panicking defensively and not playing sound fundamental football. This is what they want to do. Get the rock going.
They wanted to give it to LJ Martin. This is tonight. Get him going.
Matavu Tase, that tight end, with a nice kick-out block. That's what got things opened up for LJ Martin in his shoulder pads.
Both teams have run it well tonight. Retzloff, little speed option. Rapana gets a great block, has room on the edge, and dropped near the 10-yard line by Parker Robertson.
The one guy sitting out here, you can read him. You basically won the play. So he's going to be released on the quarterback. Once he's released on the quarterback, now you just give the pitch to Rapati. Takes a year, 2 years maybe of being in the starting lineup.
LJ Martin, pinball wizard, touchdown BYU. Every play on that drive was a run.
Who did there? LJ Martin, Jake Retzloff, along with Hinckley Rapati. Nice trio of runners for this BYU offense, and it's Martin who finishes things off in the end zone.
And they got about 5 more who we haven't seen tonight.
Yeah. All 3 amounting to losses.
Alan Bowman slings it over the middle, too high, off the hands of Presley, and intercepted by Tommy Prasis.
Came to campus in January, went through spring ball, and gave himself a chance to see some time as a true freshman. He's got his first interception of his career.
Retzloff rolling, cuts it upfield, has the 40, slides down. That'll momentarily stop the clock. 21 seconds left.
On 3rd down and 7, here comes the pressure. Retzloff reads it, gets up through it. He's got a first down inside the red zone, still going, and he's gone for the touchdown. 29-yard scramble for Jake Retzloff, and it's a first drive touchdown for BYU. Oklahoma State by 3 at home. And behind Jake Retzloff and a 29-yard scramble. Their pursuit of perfection is off to a great start here in Orlando. He's hit from as long as 54 this season, and they fake it. It's Farron around the edge. He's got options, and he keeps it. That's a BYU first down. A beautiful play call, and they get the 4th down conversion again on an 8-yard run.
Easy decision by Kalani Sitake, and he's rewarded for the aggressive play call here. Farron doing a great job. He had a tight end wide open, but you don't want to risk the throw. Great job picking up a first down, and this is something that is part of...
That is certainly suboptimal for the UCF offense that has generated just 50 yards of total offense. He's their leading wide receiver. And on the first play of this drive, LJ Martin for BYU grabs some extra yardage at the end of the play out to the 28-yard line.
This is a play that they've gone to a couple times today, and you're just pitching off the defensive end. You see the defensive end attack upfield and toward...
9 plays of 10 or more yards. UCF, 9 plays on offense total. It's Martin up the middle. He runs with avarice, and he is in. Touchdown, BYU. He just wanted more, and he goes 15 for the score.
What an unbelievable run by LJ Martin.
Undefeated, number 11 in the country, 7-0. And Jakari Brown goes down. Blake Mangelson, who was injured earlier in this game, first play.
Mangelson does a great job from the defensive tackle position. Just a physical, almost like bully-like player on the inside. Just pure bull rush.
So BYU really backs the safeties up here with one, maybe two more snaps left in the first half. Why not give it to Harvey? And a phenomenal wrap-up tackle on the edge by Isaiah Glasker. Ropati with a juke step, first down and then some. Takes it to the 26, 14 yards for Hinckley Ropati.
Back, but it all gets started by the offensive line. Just a huge gash in the front. You see Lee Hunter, number 2.
Brown changes the call, 5-man rush, clean hit, and the ball is intercepted. Taken away by Isaiah Glasker, the linebacker. An ill-timed UCF turnover.
Do you know where to go with the football under pressure before you get hit? And you're going to see Jack Kelly coming from the second level. And Jakari Brown gets a little spook last minute, hands it right over to Isaiah Glasker. Takes a big hit at the end of the play from Kelly. And now they're electing to go with the young signal callers.
Give is to Harvey out of the backfield, who had a 100-yard first half. He gets twisted and turned like a corkscrew down into the grass with multiple flags in on the play.
Go back and get one more look at this. I say good tackle, but Moa gets his hands a little bit high on that outside.
Pick and puck, guys.
And a bit of a return to your roots, too,
yes,
where you
sir.
started out with the Vegas Golden Knights to be back there in your home city. Keelan Marion chugging his way up the sideline. Third scramble.
Well, BYU can just do no wrong today. A speed sweep. You're going to see number 87, the tight end, Ethan Air.
All the play calls are made by the head coach, Gus Malzahn. Fake the handoff. Throw down the middle, intercepted. As easy as they come. Ropati across the formation. Retzloff keeps, leaps, and gets the first down.
Unbelievable. Keep an eye on left guard. 61 Lapajo leading the way for Retzloff. Retzloff.
Both through the air and on the ground. Into the arms of Ropati. That's exactly what they need. First downs, keep the clock moving. 18 yards on the pickup. We go to studio with Matt for an update.
Give the reminder, hey, stay in the huddle until about 10-12 seconds and snap it under 3.
Here they snap it with 4 seconds on the play clock. It's Ropati down the sideline, slicing through the defense like a chef's knife. 19 yards after.
What, this Russian attack for BYU, just a superb day down here in Orlando, whether it's Ropati on that.
2nd and 10, first BYU drive of the game. Big hole for L.J. Martin, who is tough to bring down. He is a tackle breaker. This is the biggest sporting event of the year in this state, bar none, when these two teams meet. As BYU's defense in the backfield again. That was Keithy who got the ball.
Well, listen, I understand you want to try to get the ball to the perimeter, but you better get some hands on Tyler Batty for.
Brandon Rose, sophomore, making his first career start tonight under center. And he'll throw it backwards, a backwards pass. And now a forwards pass. Down the sideline into coverage. It's intercepted. Jacob Robinson there to pick it off.
With his 11th career interception, you're going to see the double pass here, go outside, and then you're going to see the football trying to get down the sideline. There's Robinson who ends up making the interception. We've mentioned it earlier, Utah, BYU, both coming off of bye weeks. Expect the unexpected. You knew there was going to be some trickery early on in this football game from Utah.
This is the game. BYU and Utah. The rivalry is back, and we got a ball game. Utes get in the end zone for the first time. Kick return for BYU, and a big one to midfield. He beats the kicker down the sideline. Marion, touchdown, 96 yards. Number 9 undefeated BYU back ahead.
Well, when you get into these heated rivalry games, you always know that special teams are going to play a factor in the ball game. Tremendous execution by the Cougars special teams unit. Fantastic blocks down the field. And Keelan Marion, all he saw was open space, and he took it. When he hit the Jets, nobody was catching him.
The kicker, Trey Coleman, had no chance. Their defense coming up with points. Keithy gets the catch from Rose, but BYU sends him backwards.
Yeah, playing at a very high level would be putting it lightly. Isaiah Glasker, a midseason All-American, number 16 for BYU. Able to get a win tonight with those teams losing today.
If they do win tonight, they're going to have to earn it. A handoff, and that's Glover, who went nowhere. John Nelson was in the backfield, almost took the handoff himself. They lose this game, it feels like they've got to get to the conference championship game and win the conference championship game. That's an interception.
Brandon Rose not on the same page with his wide receiver. The receiver runs a corner route. Rose thinks he's going to go to the middle of the field, and that's why Wakely's there to create the momentum shifting interception, giving his offense a short field. That is exactly what BYU needed.
Big time. Handoff, Martin, nice cut. LJ Martin out into the open. Inside the 25, will be dragged down at about the 15-yard line.
What an unbelievable run by LJ Martin. He beats the unblocked defensive tackle in the backfield, beats him one-on-one, and then because Utah brought an all-out pressure, there's nobody at the second or third level to make the tackle.
Now BYU to the line. Retzloff is going to jump up top. Touchdown! Just enough to get over. The first offensive touchdown of the night for BYU.
What an effort by Retzloff. Great surge by the Utah front to really kind of make that play go nowhere, but Retzloff goes over the top, gets the football.
Who will hand it to Bernard, and he'll go down. A tackle in the backfield. What pursuit by the linebacker, Jack Kelly.
He's not part of your blocking assignment. That's just a pure effort play for Jack Kelly.
With the game, what force BYU to get in the end zone if they're going to beat you. First play, and a huge hit after the catch. So Bernard back in the game, caught it, but then went down.
Mark Collins doing a great job.
First and 10 BYU. Amazing that they still have a chance. Play fake, they pitch it to the right and run the ball. There goes Rapati, upended down at the 25-yard line. Will BYU spike it, or will they call a play and run a play?
Just phenomenal blocking on the speed.
Either one of those guys could have been one of the impact players.
Toss into the wide side of the field. Martin picks up the first down. Got a good block. And J.B. Brown pushed him out of bounds for the Jayhawks.
This BYU team is going to want to get the ball on the perimeter in a lot of different ways. But getting L.J. Martin on the perimeter is always a good idea. The little token fake.
From the 24, they run it into the boundary. Moa still on his feet, picks up the first down at the 12-yard line. So
watch the block. You get a block here and then a block there by the two running backs. And right behind it goes Moa. But the blocks by Rapati and L.J. Martin were phenomenal. And
second and 10, they keep it on the ground with no success. Highshaw stopped up behind the line of scrimmage. Daniels pulls. Incomplete, and is it intercepted? Yes, it is. Collins with the INT.
He's trying to go to Luke Grimm up the sideline. Thinks Grimm is going to stop near the sticks, but he throws it, and how about the Mark Collins toe tap? The awareness to know where you are relative to the sideline.
Down by 4 points. Little jet sweep action. Marion still on his feet. Broke a tackle and picked up the first down. About a 12-yard gain on the play. We got a flag.
Offside, defense, number 99, line up in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is the first down.
To 8 and maybe more.
here in 2024. Pass is tipped and intercepted at the 42-yard line on the redirection.
Just he works to the left, and he's going to get in the throwing lane of Sam Levitt. He's going to get his hand up, create this pass deflection off his helmet, as a matter of fact, as he jumps up right into the hands of Tanner Wall. 18th pick for this BYU defense. They've been opportunistic all throughout the course of the season, Dave Pasch, and a timely takeaway for the Cougars. Those like yourself knowing the preseason, Dave.
What do you thought, me? I didn't pick the Big 12 standings. Here's L.J. Martin. That's his best run of the day. Just his 6th carry. He gets a first down. Hand off to Marion on the jet sweep, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, BYU. The Cougars make the most of Arizona State's 4th down failure.
Defensive line is going to go one way, everybody else going to go the other. They're going to go here, and you're going to see the defensive tackle is left untouched. And you get Marion the football, you freeze that D tackle, Jeff Clark. He looks back inside.
They'll put it in his hands here. And he finds Lassiter, who makes the grab. It's 28-17 with 43 seconds to go in the third.
To get over the top. And how about this on the conversion? He wanted to go to 2, Chase Roberts. He looks off his initial read, leaves that ball high in the
BYU with the same things at stake. Down 11 with the ball. Early in the 4th from the 12-yard line. And on the run, big haul, Martin past the 20.
But I'm giving it to 27 here.
Instead, it's Marion again on that jet sweep, trying to get the corner, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time. Touchdown, BYU, 28-23.
Say on the outside. These two guys are going to come back. They're going to get a key block, and it's going to spring the edge for 17, Keelan Marion.
Gotta wonder about the psyche now of Arizona State, having BYU come back to this point. They're going to run it. Kyson Brown in trouble. Wrapped up by Glasgow for a loss back at the 24.
How you set an edge. Watch Glasser's going to fight through the block, get up the field, and get a big tackle on Brown.
But in junior college was a basketball player, but he might end up being a high draft pick. Scadaboo hit in the backfield. Down he goes. Another negative play. Got to protect the ball if you're Arizona State. And instead, Levitt just running backwards. Not sure why you would do that.
Let's see how much clock they burn at last play. It's only about 7 seconds. So Sam Levitt just retreating. They're trying to play the clock game here.
You saw those points per game numbers for Houston. 13.5 points a game for a full season. They're going to try a trick play. And Manjack, the receiver's going to throw an interception. Tyler Batty on his senior day. Kick, and it backfired to say the least.
What a play by Alfred, just a heads-up play. He wasn't surprised at all by Houston going with the onside kick. He was anticipating it.
They've been on the field for a long stretch of time. 2nd and goal. Chris, quarterback run. Chris ran into a wall. Lost a yard, it looked like. Chris, pressure comes, steps up, and goes down. The sack for BYU. Isaiah Glasgow from the linebacker spot.
Bit of confusion on the right side of the offensive line for Jake Wiley, which is why Glasgow comes free. Wiley didn't know if he should block the defensive end of the line most of the season. Coming out playing really good football early on.
This time Parker Kingston, what a nice turn upfield by him, showing off his speed. Hit that hole beautifully.
Season long, it's getting the football to the perimeter on these speed sweeps with Parker Kingston and Keelan Marion. They have just such great football.
They can get a first down at about the 4. Retzloff will hand it to Moa. Big hole, left side, touchdown. A little misdirection there from BYU, and it worked beautifully.
Action that Aaron Roderick sets up, and that's what allows the running back Moa out the backside. Watch the defense flow with the misdirection between LJ Martin and Paulo. Great job by the offensive line. BYU strikes.
Calling plays tonight for the first time. Chris, after the play fake, keeps it and just could not get to the corner. Great pursuit from Jack Kelly. Retzloff, fake swing pass, runs it. Retzloff powers his way. End zone, touchdown.
What you're going to see a great job sealing the edge here, and then the tight end's going to loop around, which is really the touchdown sealing block by Tasse. Retzloff isn't touched to the 5-yard line, and you see the contact balance by the quarterback. Excellent vision and patience, sold pass early in the down, got great blocking by his teammates. Great play call by Aaron Roderick, and even better execution by his offense.
What should I put on this custom sweatshirt? How about me? 1st and 10 Houston. Screen set up and well defended. Johnson just got swallowed up. And guess who? Tyler Batty is having a monster game. Pressure picked up. Chris, though, backpedaling and throws an interception. Jack Kelly, the linebacker, picks him off.
A week ago, give a lot of credit to the BYU front, getting Chris off of his spot. There was pressure up the middle, and when you're sliding backwards and left, throwing back across your body is never going to work out in your favor. Jack Kelly there to make the play, make the quarterback pay.
The huddle kind of late, and then bobbled the snap. And who's going to fall on it? Houston! I think they have the ball.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovery by the defense. First down, Houston.
Kentrell Webb came away with it.
Timeout on the field.
By the BYU Cougars. Connor Pay put the football for Retzloff to grab it. Houston ball when we come back.
Second and 9 after the BYU turnover, about to go in and score. Houston will run the ball ineffectively. Batty wrestles the ball carrier Sanford. It'll be 3rd and long.
Appreciate the attitude. Yeah, you love hearing that. If you're not having fun playing football, I don't know what you're doing.
Well, BYU saw that one coming, and Sanford goes backwards. So a big stop by Jack Kelly.
It really is, and this run, another tough run by the running back room. This time it's Sanford.
Chris pressured, and he loses it. Ball's on the turf and not picked up. Houston had it, now it is picked up. Mangelson inside the 20.
Keep it on Jack Kelly, number 17. Chris might have just lost that football trying to throw it on second glance. And there's Mangelson to secure the football and give BYU the opportunity to close the door on Houston.
So 4th down, it was going to be BYU ball no matter what, but then the fumble and the ball spinning along in the backfield with Retzloff. Now Retzloff all alone. He's going to run it. Jake Retzloff, and touchdown! Chris is going to run it. And the ball came out again. BYU has it.
Fumble. Yeah, these seniors have been all over the field tonight for BYU, just playing inspired football. You see Jack Kelly get there, John Nelson, and then Latui coming in for the recovery.
Well, Kalani Sitake, he told